He was only 8 when he disappeared. His name was Tari, a bright, curious boy from a small town known for his love of books. He could read words far beyond his age, and his teachers called him the boy with a question mark mind, always searching, always wondering. Then one afternoon, during a school trip to the mountains, Tari wandered too far. It started with curiosity, a bird's song he wanted to follow, a cave he wanted to peek into, but curiosity turned to panic when he realized he couldn't find his way back. The sun disappeared, his voice cracked from screaming. Days turned into nights, and before long, the boy became part of the jungle. He learned to crawl, climb, hunt, and hide. His words faded, his memory dimmed, and the jungle became his only world. Years passed. Tari was no longer a boy. He was a legend. The villagers called him the man of the cave. Some said he was a spirit. Others said he was half animal, half man. No one dared to go near. Until one day, a group of explorers came. They were laughing, snapping pictures, and marking stones. Then, without warning, Terry appeared, tall, wild-haired, with eyes that burned like a story untold. They froze in terror. Someone screamed. Someone dropped a bag, and just like that, they all ran. Inside that fallen bag was a book titled Becoming Human Again. It was meant to be a psychology book, written by a therapist who studied trauma and identity. When the cave grew quiet again, Tari crawled toward it. He touched the pages. Something about the printed words stirred his memory. He didn't understand everything, but he could read enough to feel something awaken. Night after night, he read that book under the dim glow of his fire. The words spoke of memory, healing, and rediscovering the person you once were. Each chapter peeled away a layer of the animal he had become. He began to stand upright more often, wash his face in the stream, even mumble words he hadn't used in years. He started to remember. He remembered his name, his mother's face, his school uniform. The book was not just teaching him, it was calling him back home. Weeks passed, and the jungle began to notice the change. The man who once growled now sang softly to himself. The one who once ran from fire now used it to keep warm. So when the explorers returned months later, they didn't meet a beast. They met a man sitting by the cave, neatly wrapped in animal skin, holding a book close to his chest. His hair was combed with a handmade brush, his face calm, and his voice steady. He looked at them, smiled, and said, "I used to think I was lost, until a few words reminded me of who I was." That day, the world didn't just find Tari. He found himself. Because books don't just teach you how to live. Sometimes they remind you that you're still alive, that there's more of you waiting to be found, one page at a time.